Hey everybody, we're back this week with a quick video to just go over some species that I think are either underappreciated or just not really seen very much because they like to hide unless it's feeding time. So it's just going to be a quick one, let's just get right to it. Alright, so first up are the spiny eels. Got a few different types in the store that they're kind of hard to see because they like to hide unless it's feeding time. So right here we have a little leopard spiny eel, really skinny type compared to a lot of the others. It gets a little over a foot long, and then this bigger guy hiding under here is a little something's called a zigzag. But not to be confused with the tire track that is also called a zigzag, which is this guy here. So the tire track gets really, really large, like 2 feet, and these other ones typically cap at around 14, 15 inches. But you almost never get to spot them in the store because they hide all day. There's also another decent sized one over here, and this is an orange spot because of these orange spots on his tail. A really unique fish type that you don't see very often, pretty compatible with most fish because they have relatively small mouths, so as long as you aren't trying to keep them with really, really little fish or small invertebrates, they're usually pretty peaceful. Main thing to know about spiny eels is you gotta make sure your tank is very secure because they like to try to escape. So any little gaps need to be covered up, but otherwise they make a very interesting little pet. And as they get more comfortable and larger, they tend to come up to the surface to eat, and even eat dry pellets off the surface. So you can start seeing them a lot more as they grow. Alright, and this tank is probably my favorite tank in the store, excluding my personal display tanks. In here we've got a couple of really interesting, less seen species. We've got watermelon tetras, which is a sort of a decent sized hemigrammus tetra. They get a little over 2 inches. And you can see in this blackwater tank they really shine a nice red. And in breeding colors, the males actually will turn their whole body like a bright pinkish red. That's where they get their watermelon name from. Look really nice in the darker tank like this. And they are also paired in here with these Leopoldi angels, which are a slightly smaller angelfish than the sclerae that you typically see. Still an angelfish, so they're not really tiny. Even though they're sometimes called a dwarf angel, they're still going to be too big for any tank smaller than probably like a 55. These ones haven't been bred for all the crazy colorations, but just the natural coloration I really like. They get a lot of red through the fins, along with that it's like zebra patterning. Pretty peaceful in my experience. A little bit of chasing each other, but nothing too dramatic. And yeah, these guys, we've had all of these for a decent amount of time, happy and healthy. Alright, and last up we've got some Epistogramma. These are Epistogramma agassizii. They're a dwarf cichlid, capping out into about 2 inches. Generally pretty peaceful, so they make a good addition to spice up a community tank as long as you don't have anything too small in there. They are going to mostly hang out low in the tank. They really like a lot of botanicals to help soften the water a bit, and they're cave spawners, so these little coconut husks make a really good addition to a tank with them in it. Not especially picky, usually they're going to eat dry foods no problem, but they go crazy for frozen food. and you'll get really good color out of them like these guys. You can just see how bright and vibrant his orange is, and they get a lot of blue through the face there. And this isn't even the dominant male in the tank. The dominant one is, of course, hiding down in here, not wanting to be seen right now, but even the little females show pretty good orange coloration, so it's not one of those species where you have pretty males and super boring females. Not a lot of people look into Epistos because they just haven't heard of them, or hear they're super finicky, but in my experience they're not that difficult when they're taken care of properly. So a nice little addition to consider for your community tanks. Alrighty, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about any of these species or anything else we carry, send them down below or give us a call. You guys have a good one.